Here's a question from Brian, which is actually a very good question. He has some lengthy videos of wildlife, and he wants to cut out only like maybe 15 seconds out of a 1 hour clip. And he wants to be able to do this without bringing it into something like Filmora, exporting it, losing quality, and then trying to import it into Filmora, just to cut out the small sections. Actually, there is a way to do that, and he doesn't have to buy anything extra. Let's show him how to do that and how to use that tool. Okay, so the good news here for Brian is that he can do it with Filmora and still obtain the results that he wants. That is, cut out just the sections he wants from a lengthy video without losing quality. The trick is right on the import. Now, it's also found on the opening splash screen, but what you're looking for is import with the Instant Cutter tool. This is actually a separate app from Filmora, but it's bundled inside the Filmora executable. And what this tool lets you do, it lets you import a file. And I'm going to show you a file here. I don't have a 1 hour file. I'm just going to click on size here. Okay, I have a 12 gigabyte file, which is substantial in size, and it's 17 minutes in length. The Instant Cutter tool came out probably in version 8, and sometime in version 9 they dropped it. I complained about it. They brought it back in, and they've now improved it. It used to be that really large videos, like 12 gigabytes, was not something that the Instant Cutter tool could handle, but it can now handle these size files. So a 1 hour file should not be an issue in the Instant Cutter tool. So anyway, let's use it. And there may be some features here that I don't go over. You can explore on your own, such as merging files and so forth. We're talking about trimming and cutting stuff out. So let's work on that part. All right, we open the file here and we find our 12 gigabyte file right here, and we open it up. And look at that, it loaded up immediately on my computer. Let's just review the tools that are available. We're in the trim mode. This is the timeline of our video. We can scrub across it. We can play across it. We can jump 1 frame forward, 1 frame at a time backwards. We can do the same thing with the keyboard. We can move the ends of them. Or we can simply move up or play up to where we want to go. And by the way, you can also use the space bar to stop and go. But once you've found the spot that you want to start from, you click the curly bracket, or you drag the end in. Curly bracket will go right up to the playhead. Then you can continue playing by pressing the space bar or pressing the play button. And once you've found the other part that you want to go to, go ahead and fine-tune it if you have to with clicks here and here, or use the other curly bracket, wrap it up. Now, that may not be the only segment that you want out of here, so you click Add Segment, and now you have one segment already in here, and you're ready for another one. I'm going to just do a couple here just to, we don't need anything fancy here. We just want to demonstrate that you can do this. Okay, so up here is a thing where I can see that I've got, I'm talking about my screen here, and it goes for a little stretch of time. Okay, we'll go past this screen here, and we'll click the curly bracket. We now have 2 segments. I'm going to make a 3rd segment, so I'm going to click one more, only because I want to show this tool right here. So let's say that this is our last segment that we want to clip out of this lengthy video, but we decide, we don't want it after all. So we just hit the garbage can and we delete it. Now, if you have a lengthy video and your computer is not quite capable or whatever, it can take a little time to export. This being a 12 gigabyte file, it's probably going to take a little bit for it to export. So when we hit the export button, we then have this option, where do we want to send it to? And it goes to a default directory. I just happened to set up one because I did a practice round of what I'm telling you now. And we're going to go into this P directory. Okay, so you can change the directory. Now, you can choose what to do when you cut up the files. And this is important. The files that you're making are what is called lossless. There is no loss of quality. In other words, it's taking the original file and it's making little snippet copies of them at the same resolution, same bit rate. Everything is the same on them. All it is doing is just clipping it, which is what Brian actually wants. But you can do one of two things. You can choose to send it directly into your Filmora project since you have your project open. But if you're doing a number of videos and you're dragging them in one at a time, maybe you want to save it for another time. And you can do that by clicking right here and choosing Do Nothing, in which case it's just going to make those little snippet files for you that you can import. But we're going to go ahead and choose the Send to Filmora. And this one here is just open the output folder when you're done, you know. So we're going to just send them to Filmora, and I will drag the File Explorer in so you can also see that it created these little snippet files. In this case, we got 17 minutes worth of video. You know what? I'm going to actually add one more segment now that I think of it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it as tight as possible. This is as little as I can make it. So let's see what happens with these three clips. We're going to edit the export. We know where we're sending it. In addition to making the little snippets, we're going to import it directly into our current project. And there we have it. The project is done. Here is our two files that we imported. Let's take a look at the little P folder. Here is your little copies of this particular file, again at a lossless method. So we'll take a look at the properties of these when we bring them in. Okay, we have them right here. We can right click on them and we can get the properties, and we can see that indeed this is brought in at 4K. So we had no loss of resolution whatsoever because this is the properties of the original file. And I can bring that down to my timeline. I can set my project to that level. And here's our two snippets. Out of 17 minutes, we cut out 1 minute and 57 seconds total. So that's all there is to using it. The import with the Instant Cutter tool is exactly what Brian was looking for.